So Wolfie, I'm so excited. They extended my 600 a week unemployment and I don't have to go back to work for you. I so love it. How are you holding up, by the way? How is the business still running?
I can't believe I'm hearing this. You get still $600 a week?
Well, it's horrible. I used to get 900. I was getting, well, stop laughing, Wolfie.
It's terrible. It's just terrible.
I mean, you got to pay your fair share. You're a multimillionaire. You have a yacht. You have a beachfront property, and we made all that. And what's wrong with me getting a little bit of money to relax? And thanks Joe Biden, he extended it. It's a fantastic thing.
Froggy, I'm stuttering. I'm lost for words, Froggy. I mean, I'm rich because you only get $600 for free for sitting on your butt. And now you're complaining because it's only $600 because it used to be $900. I mean, can you even imagine of what that does to my monthly or annual budget?
Well, you can sell one of your yachts and keep paying. You or just pay us more. Give me $1,000 and I will come back to work. You got a deal?
Froggy, if you would be any closer, I would bite you in your butt right now. I mean, come on.
Wolfie,
I don't need you to tell me I should sell one of my yachts because those are my yachts. I worked for them. See, you haven't worked a damn thing in order to get the $600 per month, per week, per week. Oh my God, you're hurting me per week.
Wolfie, I came in and you paid me 400 a week to call in your call center. I bust my ass calling people to sign up for your accounting services. I do all the work. I get in all the customers. You give me $450. Now, President Biden gives me 600. Why would I even come in? Give me 1,000 and I'll come in. What's wrong with that? I'm doing all the work. I'm bringing in the customers.
You doing all the work, you bringing in the customers. No, I pay for the marketing. I bring in the customers. So I forgot already what you were just saying right now, justifying 400, 600, $900 for free. I cannot even justify $10 for free. Oh, of course you're a beggar and you are homeless, but a regular person with 2 arms and 2 legs, averagely and above educated, no, not a penny for free.
Wolfie, you're very harsh. Okay. I'm going to talk to Mr. Biden and I'm going to agree that you should be taxed 90%. And then that kind of money should be given to us because we work and we don't have anything. And you're not paying your fair share. I heard you pay very little tax.
This is Froggy. We pay very little taxes, of course, is relative. The meaning is relative. On the other hand, there are legal loopholes which we in free America are able to take. Since you don't have enough money in order to take advantage of those loopholes, oh, Jesus, what are you complaining about? We are the one who pay most of the taxes. We are rich because we are in America and because it's capitalism. Listen, you skinny little froggy ass. If you don't like it here in capitalism America, go somewhere else.
You want me to go to your Germany? I go over there, at least I'm going to get free healthcare. I don't have any healthcare because you don't pay enough taxes. I want you to be taxed more. I want to get free healthcare. I want to get free dental. And I want you to give me at least some kind of a basic universal income. So then I can start building up some wealth. I'll work my ass off. I don't even own a house. I'm paying off my landlord's house. And you, Wolfie, you're just raking it in here in America.
I'm raking it in here in America because I didn't like the system in Germany at that time. So therefore I left and I have an American citizenship and I'm paying my share on taxes. Actually, I'm paying above my taxes because I'm supporting and I'm helping out, whether those are food kitchens, whether those are women, battered women, or whatever you call those needy groups of society. I do support them. So, and you
right,
just
Wolfie.
here to argue with me and telling me to hold your hand open, and I should say, I give you this because even so you had the same opportunities like I do, I
But
kind of
Wolfie,
wonder.
I should be able and entitled to have a house paid off and have a car paid off and have a big screen TV paid off. That's my American right. It's the God-given American right. But I don't, because you don't give enough money into the system. And this is what our Joe Biden is going to work on fixing.
Ah, that was difficult. Joe Biden. I don't understand what he has to do with it. Is you lack the education in order to build a wealth for yourself.
It's just you greedy little capitalist. You come to America, you get rich, and we do all the work. I feel exploited. I should be entitled to some basic human American rights. All frogs want that. And this froggy too, but there's a lot of froggies in my pond. They're not getting all the stuff that they're entitled to. And you wolfies need to pay more. Okay? It's just not right.
Well, I would like to show concern. I cannot say empathy because I never was in that kind of pathetic situation of you and your frogs and in the same damn pond. How about you move over to the next pond? Are they the same sorry asses like you guys over here? Or do they actually did something with their life? You probably traveled the world and didn't do a damn thing. You didn't pay into Social Security. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. Versus I spent a minimum of 80 hours a week, didn't get married, didn't do anything. You probably married and you probably have 5 kids, 5 little frogs running around.
I have only four. Okay, four is enough. And I do get child support and child credits and stuff like that. But it's not enough. They took me off the free housing and the welfare I used to have. So that's not right. They're saying not enough. The Wolfies are not giving enough into the pot. So this is why I need you guys, your whole little wolf tribe, wolf pack, come together and pitch in your fair share so I can get my housing, urban, and development account back because I'm tired of paying rent. It sucks.
You know, you funny little frog. I'm glad you don't sit across from me because I think you have a lot of bloody nerve to come here into the studio. I mean, talking with me in the studio and telling me we should pay you more money because Mr. Joe Biden says so, and you finally believe this communistic kind of talk. It's a shame
Oh,
what
you're
they are
trying the
doing.
commie word. No, 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 no. Joe Biden is not a communist. He's not a socialist. He's a freedom loving American. You right wing capitalists are against freedom. See, we want freedom. Joe Biden, he's giving us the freedom that you put your fair share, the freedom that I get my rent. That's the best freedom there is. And Joe Biden is fighting for our freedom, not a communist.
Listen, Frog, you are misinformed. The rest of your kind of public is misinformed. You need to ship into the pie. That's the same like as when you live with your family. You cannot just live there. You got to do something, bring out the trash or pay $1 here and there, but just sitting on your ass and no, 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 that doesn't work.
You know, Wolfie, let me educate you a little bit, Wolfie. Okay, first, I'm a hard working frog. If you paid me 1,500 a week, I'd be right there in your call center, making you money, getting your accounting business, and so on. But you want to pay me 450. Well, why would I do it? Mr. Biden's giving me 600 a week. Why would I come in? I'm not lazy, but 600 is better than 450. Or did they teach you math in your little Ivy League Harvard prep, insider school? All you elitist little wolfies?
You know, they did taught us map. This is why it is so important. This you greedy little uneducated bastards who choose the profession of swinging hamburgers. I don't know, frogs, do they swing hamburgers? But
All we do.
anyway,
My kids are hard workers. I got them, two of them in McDonald's flipping burgers. They're hardworking people.
yeah, well, that's good. But you know, every hardworking person, it's relative. I'm extremely hardworking. You almost hardworking, and your kids relatively hardworking, and you don't add anything to the pie. So why the hell
Oh,
should I pay for that? Froggy, get with the program.
all right, Wolfie. I think I am going to report you to Mr. Biden because you're not participating like you're supposed to. And I think you're not woke enough. Okay. We need to woke you. Okay. You need to participate in social justice. And I think you are a little racist. Okay. Against the frogs. You're not, I really feel it. You're not woke.
You are too much. I cannot believe it. This you say something like this. I'm not wolfish, and I'm not against little green frogs, even if they make stupid statements like you do and feeling so darn entitled for absolutely no reason. You don't add, flipping hamburgers is not adding to society.
Yeah, but you
So if
Wolfies
you
like
want
to
to,
eat our hamburgers.
excuse me, little frog, I'm still at it. And if you want to report me to Mr. Biden, then go right ahead. Because if he is just thinking about saying something or doing something, then I will withdraw all my donations, which have come to millions.
Ah, now we got to how you're rich. You pay your lobbyists in Washington and then you get privileges, which I don't. How come I can't have access to Mr. Biden? Ah, I caught you there.
No, you didn't at all. I paid my lobbyist, as you said, but then the lobbyist has to go and sell it to Mr. Biden. So just because I'm spending 1 million or 3 million on my lobbyist, this does not mean any kind of special laws or privileges being coming in my way. They aren't. No, no, no.
Okay, Wolfie, you're impossible. I need to go sleep because I gotten tired and exhausted talking to you. And
Yeah,
I
you
did
probably
qualify.
work too hard.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. My brain is getting mushy from all this right-wing talk. However, Mr. Biden is giving me food stamps, and I got a really, really, really sweet ice cream waiting for me. So I need to go jump
Jesus.
in and kind of relax because all this right-wing talk is killing me. So I'm gonna go de-stress, and we'll talk next time when I get a little better prepared. I didn't realize how difficult you are, Wolfie. It's really sad.
Well, you know what, little frog? It's really sad. Your attitude is really sad. Goodbye, little frog.
Bye bye, Wolfie. Have a good day.
It's not a whole lot left of this day.